All right, hello and welcome back. Today we're talking about composing bass lines. We've got the third scenario of 5 scenarios coming out, and today we've got number 3. If you didn't see number 1 and 2, I'll leave a card up here, over here, somewhere. You'll see it, and check that out as well. Get started. Start with number 1 and move up. But we're talking about today scenario number 3, and that is we're going to be talking about rhythms. Okay, you've been called into that session gig and all you've got is the drummer sitting there. He's laid down his track, and he's kind of explaining what he's done, and then they're explaining the tune to you. You got the melody going on, you got the harmonies, you've got the chord. You've actually got a guitarist in there comping some chords, and all. So we're going to talk about rhythms today. What you want to do, we've talked about the root notes, and like I say, check those other videos out. We've talked about root notes, harmonies, and stuff like that, the melodies. So today we're talking about rhythms, and the best way to get that rhythm going is to follow that, lock in with that drummer, his kick drum and his snare. Work off of those. Kick drums are typically 1 and 3, and snares are typically 2 and 4. But depending on the song, anything's possible. So just keep that in mind when you're going about it, and just listen to his drum line and work that out. So you definitely want the root notes falling on 1, just to get started, before you get started, just laying down that bass line, just playing along with it at first, giving yourself something to work with. You definitely want to hit your roots on 1 so you can get an idea of the structure of this song and where it's going and what it's made of. And 1 and 3 is you want your roots on those. 1 definitely on 1, and then 3 typically if it's just a half note chord there, 2 chords per bar, then you want to make sure you're on that root on 3. Okay, so that's what you have to work with. Not much at all, and that's the freedom of it. That's the best part about it, is that you've got that freedom to express yourself, and hopefully they give you that opportunity. And most likely in this situation they are giving you that opportunity, but there's a lot of sessions and a lot of times you're going into different situations and they dictate what they want. And sometimes and like I say, leave your ego at the door. Don't let that, because you might have the guitar player, he wrote the song, so he wants this bass line, and he'll be playing the bass for you and showing you how to play that. That is probably my weaknesses in it, is not feeling inferior to the guitar player if he's playing a bass line and you're having a hard time getting it. Maybe it's a rhythm or something like that, which is always going to be the situation. It's going to be the rhythm that gets you. It's not going to be playing the notes. It's going to be that rhythm or whatever timing they're using, 5, 6. It's using some odd time signatures. Then that's the tricky part. But if that's the case, just let all that go and just take it in with their. Let's just be there, be workable, teachable, coachable, and knowledgeable at the same time. So just be there for it and listen to what he's telling you, and just get it worked out. Okay, so that's probably the hardest thing that I've come across. So that's most of our situations too are going to be that. When you've got whoever wrote the song, even the drummer, if he wrote it and he can play bass, then yeah, you're listening. They're going to show you, they want to dictate how they want that bass line. So just listen to them. Just let your ego go, let your pride go, and just listen to them and do the best you can to retain what they're showing you and play that like they want it played. And nothing worse than that. I mean, I play guitar on some of the songs I write, and almost all the songs I write, usually starts off with the guitar. So I'm playing it, and if I'm trying to communicate to another guitar player, then I hate to step over my boundaries and tell them how to play guitar, and usually you don't have to do that. Most people are understanding. They hear what's going on and they can play it. But if they're struggling with something, then you got to help them out. You've got to help them out, and that's one of the hardest things. So just communication with one another, making it a well-rounded, a well-taken, just the way you word things, or just how it's going to happen. But sometimes you got to get your point across. You just lay it out there and hope for the best. Just throw it out there and hope for the best. So that's what we're talking about. So rhythms, you've got the guitar player showing you how to play that bass line. So you have no freedom there. They want this bass line. This is what's going to serve that song to the best of their knowledge, and it's their music. So you're just playing along with it. So you just lay it down there for them and get the job done. But if you're given the freedom, that's amazing. The one way you want to lock in with that and keep that freedom is to lock in with that drum line. You got a drum track going, so you want to lock in with that bass drum. If that bassist is, if that drummer is playing something with the bass drum, that's just the bass drum, then you want to be there. Just for starters, just to give you an idea, something to go off of. That's where you want to start out. Lock in with that bass drum. So whatever he's doing with that bass drum, lock in with it. Get it down. Your roots are hitting there, and then you've got. So lock in with that. And if it leaves opportunity there, it's open there for. So lock in with that. And if the opportunity's there, somewhere in there, come right back to that groove, okay? Come right back to that rhythm, okay? So there might be some opportunity for little licks in it. So if the opportunity's there, take it, use it to fit the song. Don't just go out there with some busy crap. Definitely whatever that song's calling for. If it's open there and it's needing something, go ahead and throw something in there. Give it a little life. That's what they called you there for. Hopefully that's what they called you there for, because they like how you play and they like your ideas. So most likely that's going to be the case. You're there because they like what you have to add to their arrangement, okay? So that is composing bass lines number 3, scenario number 3, that you've got yourself in that situation, and you're able to give that freedom. Like I said, there's no scenario when they dictate exactly, they want this bass line to do this, just that right there, then that's all you're doing. But when they give you that freedom, lock in with the drummer, start off with the drummer, lock in with the drummer, use the root notes, use those chord changes, use those chord tones as we talked about in the previous video, and that's where you want to get started. And then as you play it a few times, you get more familiar with it, and they're like, somebody might come up with an idea and say, hey, why don't you throw something in here, in this section, in this B section, or whatever, then, that's what you do. You just, like I said, you got to be workable. The 4 ables: workable, teachable, coachable, knowledgeable, okay? 4 of them, 3, 4. I can't count today. But, so that's it. That is rhythms, your composing bass lines. Just make it happen. Make it happen, man. You can do it. You can do it, and the biggest thing to overcome is your fear. Self-doubt is there because of that. So the courage, you got to step out. You got to step out and you got to do it. If you're a little nervous about taking that bass solo or something, do it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep messing it up. Just mess it up, and that's how we get better. All right. Don't be afraid to mess it up at all. Take a chance and blast it out there. Alright, so hope you got some value out of that. If you did, hit that like button. Help me help you, and I'll catch y'all on the flip-flop in the next video. Bye for now.